Welcome to our exploration of the Bible. In this video, we'll journey through the first 10 books of the Bible, uncovering their messages, stories, and how they shape the foundation of faith. Let's dive into this sacred collection. We begin with Genesis, the first book of the Bible. Theme: the book of beginnings. It narrates the creation of the world, the first humans, Adam and Eve, and key patriarchs like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Key stories: the Garden of Eden, Noah's Ark, and Joseph's journey to Egypt. Interesting fact: the name Genesis comes from a Greek word meaning origin or beginning. Next, Exodus recounts the liberation of the Israelites from slavery in Egypt. Theme: redemption and God's covenant with His people. Key stories: Moses and the burning bush, the 10 plagues, and the parting of the Red Sea. Interesting fact: the 10 Commandments delivered to Moses on Mount Sinai are pivotal to this book. Leviticus, the third book, is often seen as a manual for holiness. Theme: laws, rituals, and moral purity in worshiping God. Key elements: instructions for sacrifices, priestly duties, and clean versus unclean practices. Interesting fact: this book emphasizes the phrase, "Be holy because I am holy." Book number 4, Numbers, is named for the census of the Israelites. Theme: the challenges of faith and obedience during the Israelites' wilderness journey. Key stories: the spies sent to Canaan, rebellions, and the fiery serpents. Interesting fact: this book covers 40 years of wandering in the desert. Book number 5, Deuteronomy, means second law, as Moses reviews the laws before the Israelites enter the Promised Land. Theme: faithfulness and renewal of God's covenant. Key moments: Moses' farewell speeches and the commandment to love God with all your heart. Interesting fact: the Shema, found in Deuteronomy 6:4-5, is a cornerstone of Jewish faith. Next, at number 6, Joshua, it chronicles the Israelites' conquest of the Promised Land. Theme: God's faithfulness and the fulfillment of promises. Key stories: the fall of Jericho, dividing the land among the tribes, and Joshua's famous words, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Interesting fact: archaeological studies often focus on the events in this book. Book number 7, Judges. In Judges, we see a cycle of faithfulness, sin, and redemption. Theme: God raises leaders to deliver His people. Key stories: Samson and Delilah, Deborah's leadership, and Gideon's victory with just 300 men. Interesting fact: the phrase, "everyone did what was right in his own eyes," captures the chaotic period described. Book number 8 is Ruth. Ruth is a beautiful story of love, loyalty, and redemption. Theme: God's providence and inclusion of all nations in His plan. Key story: Ruth's devotion to her mother-in-law Naomi and her eventual marriage to Boaz. Interesting fact: Ruth is one of just 2 books in the Bible named after a woman, the other one being Esther. Book 9, 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel marks the transition from judges to kings in Israel's history. Ours theme: leadership and faith, good and bad. Key stories: Samuel's calling, Saul becoming Israel's first king, and the young shepherd David defeating Goliath. Interesting fact: Samuel is often considered one of the greatest prophets of the Old Testament. Book 10, 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel centers on King David's reign. Cool theme: the highs and lows of leadership, faith, and repentance. Key stories: David's unification of Israel, his sin with Bathsheba, and his enduring legacy. Interesting fact: this book includes one of the Bible's most heartfelt prayers, David's Psalm of Thanksgiving. And that's our journey through the first 10 books of the Bible. Each one tells a unique part of the story, from creation to kingship. Which book speaks to you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.